right. Next up, we have Madison Bacon from Political Science presenting on Beyond the Numbers, exploring more completely, and the cyberbullying experience of adolescents.
Hello, I'm Madison Bacon, a senior psychology major here at Eau Claire, and I have been working with Dr. Justin Patchen in the Department of Criminal Justice for the past 3 years. Our research heavily focuses on cyberbullying. Who is this happening to? How many students are affected? And in our most recent project, what is the most effective way to stop it? Previous research has suggested that about 27% of students in middle and high school have been victims of cyberbullying at some point in their lifetime. For those of you who may not know, cyberbullying is defined as willful and repeated harm inflicted through the use of computers, cell phones, and other electronic devices. The medium used is what differentiates cyberbullying from traditional in-person bullying. Students who are victims of cyberbullying are less likely to seek out help than those who are victims of traditional bullying. And some studies have found that young cyberbullying victims may be twice as likely to engage in self-harming behaviors as non-victims. With technology only continuing to grow, issues with cyberbullying are only expected to continue growing with it. Some areas in the United States and around the world have adjusted their bullying laws to include cases of cyberbullying, but with cyberbully victims being less likely to seek help, students need to be made aware of effective ways to stop cyberbullying before it gets out of hand. Our research has been looking at just that. We collected responses to a survey from a national sample of about 5,500 middle and high school students. Specifically, we were interested in those students who had been cyberbullied in their lifetime, about 34% in this particular sample, and what they did that worked to stop it. The question of what worked was open-ended, so students could explain any and everything they did, and we coded their responses to come up with the most common, most effective ways to stop cyberbullying. What we found didn't quite come as a surprise to me as a student of psychology, but is probably unknown to many of the children who are experiencing cyberbullying. Just over 25% of victims said that blocking the cyberbully worked. About 17% more said that ignoring the cyberbullying was what made the difference. Out of the over 20 different responses to cyberbullying that we found, these two stood out as the most common, most effective ways to stop cyberbullying. So what's next? Making this information available to schools will be the most important step towards stopping cyberbullying. While there is never a guarantee that a particular solution will work in every situation, making sure that victims know that there are ways to take back control can have a lasting impact. Getting this information out to the students whose lives have been affected by cyberbullying could potentially prevent many students from causing harm to themselves, as well as giving them back a safe and happy online experience.
Questions from our judges?
I just have one. So as a parent, are there indicators that you can, certain indicators that you can tell that your child has been bullied by or affected by cyberbullying?
How do you tell? That's a difficult question to answer just because our research wasn't specifically looking at that. However, I would guess that a lot of the indicators are probably the same as traditional bullying. The only thing then just being that they are less likely to reach out to you. So if you're seeing maybe signs of depression or anxiety, it might be something worth looking at.